Given the extremely high unemployment rates among disabled people in the EU and in project participating countries in particular, the main aim of IT Chance project is to develop an integrated guiding and training curricula that would advise and assist disabled people in utilizing IT tools in call center sector in order to A. Improve their IT skills and ICT competences. B. Understand the needs of national labor markets in the call center sector. C. Help the target group to re-enter labor market.
In these terms, people with disability have priority access because for them it's easier to get a placement or internship, so they have previous experience. About technology I mentioned is costly and troublesome, or rather troublesome and costly. I also looked through the employers' incentives. So there can be reimbursement of employment costs up to 60% when employing a disabled person.
The specific objectives of the project that is planned for 24 months are 1. To identify needs and analyze state-of-the-art situation of call center sector and the possibility of employing disabled people in the sector in the form of home-based occupation. 2. To develop a training and guiding curricula for disabled people, communication, problem-solving, decision-making in call center sector and assess specific needs in project partner regions. 3. To implement 8 national workshops, Czech Republic, the United Kingdom, Poland, Greece, Italy, Portugal, Turkey and Cyprus, and transfer the IT training and exchange known on the topic concerned. 4. To evaluate each national workshop and identify good practices, lessons, as well as obstacles, barriers, and gaps in VET towards disabled people. 5. Summarize the outcomes and disseminate the results in national VET systems. C. To raise awareness about the issues addressed by this project, in particular the potential IT tools in helping vulnerable groups to enter and participate in the labor market.
The go and
Go on, yeah.
But it is understandable.
So you don't understand it, they understand you, you don't understand them.
Yeah, that's true. Or the Portuguese. Or then when the Hungarian Portuguese, that is.
Hello Martin, you inspired and wrote the project proposal, IT Chance. Could you explain us the core of the project? What is the main goal?
Hello, good afternoon. I will briefly explain the main idea behind the project. The main aim of the project is to exchange know-how and experience between project partners, especially in the area of integration of people with disabilities into European labor markets, in particular in call center sector.
Do you expect that any person with disability will be engaged, employed after the end of this project?
Of course, that would be a huge achievement, but we are mostly aiming to address employers and stakeholders and to bring and change their attitude. So eventually we hope that in longer term this will help people with disabilities to get a job, but it's not the ultimate aim of the project. It will take more time and many years, really.
And my last question to you is, do you plan any follow-up of this project?
Yes, we would like to make a new project under the new programming period, possibly with the same partners, and we would like to also invite new ones. So we hope that a follow-up will follow soon after the end of this project.
Thank you very much.
The partnership is composed of 12 partners with various backgrounds: SMEs, NGOs, public authority, web providers, coming from the Czech Republic, Italy, the United Kingdom, Portugal, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Greek, Poland and Turkey. At the European level, the priorities in the area of unemployment for people with specific needs are well documented in the Europe 2020 strategy.
So there are quite a lot of people, 43% is quite a high percentage, and then the gap between people with disabilities employment and people who don't have disabilities employment has been reduced by 10% over the last 14 years. I wanted to look at how we define a disability in the UK. So we have the Equality Act, which was set up in 2010, and the Equality Act is there to in the Equality Act. So you are identified as disabled by the Equality Act if you have a physical or mental impairment. I'll questionnaire anyway and see if you think I'm asking the right sort of questions.
Hi Katarzyna, I am fascinated by your style of management, but it occurred that you became a manager, your organization became a manager of this project after the rejection of the initial project coordinator. Could you explain what is your experience from the beginning of the project up to now?
And it was a challenge for me to take over the responsibility. But I think we are such a good group of organizations and such good partners in both terms, in institutional but also on personal level, that it's a pleasure rather than a burden to be a manager of this group.
I asked Martin if he expects to have even one person with disabilities employed after the end of our project. What is your approach to this issue?
The employment of disabled people in our company?
No, in any call center after the end of the project.
Well, we cooperate very closely with one call center. This is actually the company set in the same building as us, and they are very open to the solutions that we will be ready to offer them after the project. So I think there is really a potential for disabled people vacancies in the in IT sector, in call center sector. So I do believe it will have really good results.
So the goals of our participation in the partner project meeting in Lisbon, the first one of course is to present our research, national research, to try to improve it. You'll see in minutes why I am saying this. And of course the second, as you have mentioned in Wolverhampton, is to give the chance to people with disabilities to be engaged, not just to speak about people with disabilities. And in some minutes I will give the floor to these people who are here with me, and they will present themselves. We will see why they participate, why they are invited to participate.
My name is Pavel Cimișanu. Завършил съм социология в Софийския университет.
He did sociology courses at the university.
Дълго време работихме в областта на емпиричната социология.
He works for a long time in the area of what sociology, sorry?
Empirical.
Empirical, okay.
След промените 90-те години наложи се да работя с собствен бизнес.
After the transitions from communism to democracy, as you know, in the end of the 80s in Bulgaria, he had to start up his own business.
I began to study in 1902 year at the Cisco Networking Academy and completing networking operating systems and many courses such as graphical design, digital video montage, and web design.
I get my diploma for mastering, post-production, etc. Second, I'm a club DJ, and fourth, I'm actor in one group for the Theater of the Shadows.
The third goal of our participation is to produce video materials, because we have spoken with some national mass media, for example TVs, and if we provide them with picturesque video materials, we have the chance to enter their shows, morning shows or dedicated programs, in order to attract the attention of people with disabilities to this opportunity to work in call centers, etc. And of course to try to contact, to convince the employers that people with disabilities are able to work for them quite successfully.
Nevertheless, at the national level, the mainstreaming of the European strategies to the employment policies of each member state remains still very low, with reforms being almost invisible. This project aims to qualitatively improve the situation of disabled people in project partner countries.
Mr. Miloš Škrabák sitting just over there, and it was a rather two-phase process. Firstly, we desk researched the publicly available data concerning the number of disabled persons in Slovakia, the number of call center, the sector of call centers in Slovakia, and then we moved to rather on-field research. In total, we addressed more than 35 call centers that currently operate in Slovakia, and to be honest, we achieved quite a high response rate. We got more than, I think, 13 responses.
My name is Pancho Karamanski, and I'm in the suburbs of Lisbon at the moment. I'm here under the Leonardo da Vinci program, the IT Chance project, which allows people with disabilities to realize their opportunities. The activity in Lisbon and the following other meetings is to create a training course for the work of people with disabilities in call centers and other similar contact centers.
Good afternoon. My name is David Maxwell, and I work for the McSense group of companies in Scotland. There seems to be a bit of a running theme today with dogs on screensavers. This is my dog Sam on the beach in the Western Isles of Scotland on what is one of the only 2 sunny days a year we get. So we're enjoying being here in the lovely weather. It's been very nice. I'm here with a number of my colleagues. Could I just ask you to stand up, ladies and gentlemen, so everyone can just see who you are if they haven't already had a chance to meet you? Thank you very much. And I'd also like to say, just before I go any further, that the Bulgarian delegation, your English is very, very good indeed. Yeah. And you should be very proud of your ability to speak in English. It's very good indeed. Really just cultural differences between different countries. Again, we have found historically that sending out questionnaires is very difficult to get a high number of responses. So, like Martin, we ended up actually using our network of contacts to telephone round. And we find that by telephoning round in a 5-minute telephone call, you can gain a lot more information.
I'm in Lisbon under this project, which is international, and it is being implemented under the Leonardo da Vinci program. It includes IT companies from Slovakia, Poland, Portugal, Bulgaria, Scotland and the UK. At this conference, as well as the previous ones, we shared valuable opinions. We shared ideas, and as a whole we are preparing a result which would be really useful for the people with disabilities. A great interest for me was the instrumentarium which the various organizations presented at these presentations. In spite of this, what I am particularly interested in is the models with which these organizations would have to implement this project.
който тези организации би трябвало да реализират този проект.
I hope that it will be successful and in the benefit of people with disabilities, the visually impaired people in particular.